What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys, and I miss y'all. I miss y'all. I miss y'all. I miss Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And guys, I'm always open. I'm always honest about everything that's going on. It has been an extremely stressful week. Sunday, hearing the news of Kobe Bryant passing, stuff like that affects me. And then in school, it's been, I don't know what they put in the drinking water, but these kids this week have been off the chain. And then last night, of course, we had a basketball game and had some things happen in that day that really affected that day. And it's just a lot, and getting recentered with myself, getting recentered with my energy and my family. Because, guys, that's one thing about being positive, having positive energy and stuff like that, a positive attitude. It's not something that you set in motion and it continues to go. You have to continually work on that. And I know people may say, well, what does that have to do with Dragon Ball? It has a lot to do with it. Goku and them had to work at the things that they had. He didn't just get strong and stop. No, so anything that you do in life, you have to work at it, including your attitude, positive mindset, positive energies and vibrations. Now, today, guys, also, we will say this. We are 100 subscribers away from 8,000. So please, I'm asking you, if you have been watching the channel and you are not subscribed, if you're seeing this video and are not subscribed, subscribe. Like, bro, it literally doesn't cost you anything to hit the subscribe button, especially if you're enjoying the content and if you're getting something from the content, just a way to pay it forward. Click the sub button. Anyway, oh yeah, merchandise in the description box down below. Beautiful Halo has some nice stuff. I have some merch. It's all in the description box down below. You also get discounts, so check that out. Promo code DMGaming. Now, patch notes. That's one of the things. Not the main thing we're talking about, because I do have some rather Dragon Ball-ish news. But anyway, so patch notes version 1.04 patch notes, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. I don't know when this is going live, but it was posted about 11 hours ago. I did see this yesterday, but I want to talk about it today. Patch notes 1.04 is now live. I told y'all it's been a long week. It's been a long week. I feel so stupid right now. What's up, Mocha? My dog's sitting in the door watching me. So it's live, okay? And these are the fixes. Reduce load times when traveling from one area to another. Thank you. Issue where players were unable to accept the sub-story telekinesis training in the Saiyan Arc Episode 3 if they saved and loaded their save data after fighting Tien. I've already passed that. That doesn't affect me. These things right here are weird to me because this isn't like there's no new game plus. So not a lot of people are going to go back and replay the story. So they're more likely, if they gotten past this, they're not going to, I don't know. Issue that caused the main story icon to not be displayed if you save and load your save data after clearing the main story the longest 3 hours. Saiyan Arc Episode 5. I'm seeing some issues in the Saiyan Arc. And that's weird because the Saiyan Arc should have been the first one done. So, anyway. Issue where Chi-Chi cannot be found on the field if you accept the sub-story Goten's Growth in the Buu Arc Episode 1 and clear the main story without completing the sub-story. Guys, do your sub-quests. I cannot stress that enough. And then that one, in order to calm Chi-Chi down, Gohan has offered to catch some fish for dinner. See, I did that one. I didn't have any issues with it. Anyway. Issue that caused characters related to the main or sub-story to not appear if that specific character is already found within the field as a villainous enemy. I had this issue. I fixed it myself. What happened was I revived Dodoria and Zarbon, and they wouldn't show up on the subquest. And I was like, okay, something's not right. They're not showing up for a reason. And I just resetted the game. I reloaded. I turned the system. I turned it back on. And then I was like, well, there are villainous enemies. I forgot that Dodoria and Zarbon was one of those. So what if I defeat them and then go to the sub quest? And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. I even tried doing it with other characters to see, But what it ended up being was they were there on the map already as villainous enemies, so they weren't showing up on the subquest part whenever you go to the icon that's there on the map. Now, what I did like about that, though, I mean, it was a glitch, but what I liked about it was they weren't at two places at one time, and I kind of dig that, But anyway, they fixed it now, so it's not an issue. I probably should have brought that up because I know a lot of people were having issues with that. All you had to do was defeat the villainous enemies that are Zarbon and Dodoria, and they would have popped up. And then for Xbox One, issue where users would go straight to the title screen without viewing the opening cinematic. It was a glitch. There's a glitch in your typing, Bandai Namco. Yeah. But anyway, that's it. They hadn't said anything about fixing the aura for Super Saiyan. I would like an explanation as to why the aura is blue in the first place when you're charging your ki as Super Saiyan. Kenzaro did post a video about a glitch where you can basically free roam in your transformed state. The way that you do it is you have to transform, have your opponents, your party, defeat an enemy and transform right before the finished or the finish of the match happens, and then you can stay in that form and free roam. Now, I believe down the road they'll make it to where you could do that anyway, simply because a lot of people like that. A lot of people want that feature. I personally don't care. I don't, it's whatever, but it is what it is. Some people like that. Now, for the rather, in my opinion, upsetting news, we will go to the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot website, Japan. We will go over to DLC. Guys, yeah, this is what we're going to be looking at right here. And I am kind of floored by this. And what it is I'll get straight to the point. We know that the season pass comes with 2 original episodes and 1 new story arc. By original, it means something specially made for the game. Now, they may flip that and just by original, 2 episodes, put in something different. Now, you have to understand what the game means by episodes. Okay, so when you're playing the game, we've all played the game by now, most of us. Whenever the dragon comes in and they give you an introduction to what's going on, like when the dragon comes in and they say, Gohan fights Frieza, for example. And then you play some missions, you do some subquests, and then at the end, whenever you get a ranking, the dragon comes back in and you get a ranking, that is an episode. And because I know early on some people were thinking episodes were sagas. It's like, oh, no, because and I get what y'all saying, because at the end of the Saiyan arc, you get a thing that says next episode, or it says episode, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And then it pretty much talks about everything that happens in the Frieza saga. It gives you a preview of it, but it says episode. That is not an episode. That is a saga. An episode are those small bits of each saga where you get rankings before you progress to the next one. For example, when you first meet up with Raditz, or once you get into the Saiyan saga where Goku and Piccolo are looking for Raditz, to the end when you beat Raditz and you get a ranking for all the fights that you had within that small time frame, that's an episode. So anything prior to that has its own episodes, and I showed y'all that, and I don't mind showing y'all that later on in gameplay or in a stream or something to that effect. I've showed it to y'all before, but an episode is not a saga. An episode is a mini saga in a sense. It's a portion of the saga. Now, with that being said, DLC wise, I really thought that they would go a different route. Look at y'all didn't tell me my nose and stuff was shiny. Let's turn that off. Sorry. I thought that the season pass, they would release 2 new episodes in a season or a new arc right at the same time. Guys, this is not the case, and I don't feel too good about that. So what you're seeing here is the DLC layout. 1 episode, 2 episodes. Those are your 2 original episodes. This is your new story. The issue is down here. Okay, so apparently from what it looks like, from what I've read, they are not rolling all of this out at the same time. So what's going to happen is we're going to get an episode, and it says here after spring of 2020, or I would say in spring of 2020, this year. And then at a date to be determined, you're going to get part 2. So you have episode 1 and 2. They're not separate entities. They are parts. So you have part 1 and part 2. They go together to form a story, but there's 2 different parts. Now, people are speculating that it's Fukasu no F and Battle of Gods. I don't really feel that way because these 2 are original stories, which means that they would have to, it would be like Banyu. It's something that you don't have, it's something that's not a part of the I would go say the canon, like something that they made especially for the game. That's how the game has been going whenever they use the term original content. Like with Banyu, she's an original character. Android 21, whenever she was created. In Fighters, original character. So regardless of that, it's going to be a 2-part series, but they're not dropping at the same time. Okay, so we'll get part 1. And the thing is, guys, they can make that episode as long as they want to. And they can put sub-quests in the game, stuff like that. I'll get to that later. But right now, so those 2 episodes, they're not coming at the same time. Neither is the new arc. Okay, so we're going to get 1 story or 1 episode early 2020, spring of 2020, somewhere around that time. And then later on, we don't know when. They're not telling us when. We're going to get part 2 or episode 2 to that original episode. So 2 episodes that come together. Once you see them together, they will form a story, but they're going to be released at separate times. It's a part 1 and a part 2. And then at another later time to be determined, we're going to get the new story arc. I have, this is how I see a problem with it, because what is going to hold us between all of this? If this episode is as short as the episodes are in the game, it's not going to last very long because there's not enough content. People are already maxing out their characters. People are already maxed out their characters, their community boards. They've done all the subquests. They got the platinum trophy, and they're putting the game down because there's nothing else to do. If you want this game to last, there is going to have to be more to this game that's going to keep people playing. They haven't said anything as far as raising the level cap. They haven't said anything as far as making other playable support characters playable and giving them subquests and things like that. And Trunks' Time Machine is still not active, which I thought it would be active in this patch update, but they didn't mention anything about it, which would allow you to go back into other sagas and play subquests. Those things need to happen fairly quickly, in my opinion, because otherwise people are going to put the game down, and when spring rolls around, they're not going to be just too amped to pick it back up. Bandai Namco, CyberConnect 2, something needs to be done. Otherwise, you're going to lose your player base, and we don't want that. Okay, episode 2, like I said, is part 2, and then the story. Now, what I see positive about that is this right here, the story. Because if this is at a later date, there's a good chance that it'll be super, and there's a really good chance that with it being pushed back so far that, I mean, it'll be a significant saga. I mean, look how long the Saiyan saga was. The Saiyan saga, I mean, you fought Vegeta at about 3 to 4 hours in. So if you're looking at a 4 to 5 hour saga, that's pretty dope. I mean, that's worth it in my opinion. Now the question asks, will there be more after this? You see what I'm saying? Guys, and I believe too, there is going to be some free content updates. There's going to be some things added to the game that are free. Now, what these 2 stories are, I don't know. I mean, like I said, data miners are going out, finding Piccolo, finding, Broly, finding all this different stuff. We'll find out soon enough, and we'll find out pretty soon because it's January 31st? Tomorrow's February. March is technically the start of spring. So we'll be hearing some stuff pretty soon about all of this. But I do want to voice my concerns. This does concern me because how big are these episodes going to be is going to be important. What are these episodes going to be about is going to be equally as important. And are they going to bring enough content to the game that is going to make the game last and pick up? Because like I said, we're at a point right now, we're going to have to wait about 2.5 to 3 months before we get some more content on this game. and you already have people that are maxing out this game. I'll be finished maxing out this game before 2 months is over with. You see what I'm saying? So what am I going to do? Just fly around and fight random NPCs? Not gonna lie, that's gonna get pretty dull. We need something in the game that keeps people playing. Implement a new game plus, or implement a world tournament. We talked about that. Other world tournament. You know, there's a lot of things that can be added to the game to extend the life of the game and give some replayability, but it needs to come quick. It really does. But guys, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section down below. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Help your boy out, man. We almost at 8,000 subscribers, getting close to that 9,000, that 10,000 mark, man. That's going to be amazing when we hit that. But I appreciate the love and support, guys. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for watching. And peace. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to leave. Peace out.